So it's fair to say this is not how I was expecting to start the second episode of our renovation series. This place is looking like a bomb site. This has definitely turned into a very technical and serious job at this point, and has the potential for our house to turn into this.
Hell, man. Shit!
To say the least, these last few weeks have been a super hard graft. But let's rewind a bit and show you how we got ourselves into this mess.
Actually, let's really rewind the clock. Long story short, we met at a small house party almost 9 years ago now, and we started dating. After school, college and university, we felt we needed to do something different with our lives, so threw ourselves into a van conversion. After building out 5 different camper vans, we recently decided to upscale our project massively, and have bought ourselves an auction property in pretty bad nick. So this series is following us on our home renovation journey.
Okay, so welcome to another week, and this week we have got some big plans, including removing this final load-bearing wall that currently separates the kitchen and the toilet at the back of the house.
To take this wall down, we basically need to install 2 rolled steel joists. And this is something that is very structural, something we've never done before with van conversions. So we've done a ton of research on Google. We've even asked our structural surveyor friend Phil for some advice on how to install this RSJ, but we're still not feeling 100% confident.
So last night we took a bit of a shot in the dark and we put up a post on our Facebook group community chat, and we basically asked if anyone has any experience installing RSJs that wouldn't mind sharing some words of wisdom with us.
And we were very lucky because this lovely retired couple actually came into contact with us, and they said that they even ran and owned an RSJ installment company their whole lives.
So we met Big Steve and he came round to give us some advice.
That wall there is supporting the wall above, right, and the roof above that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an onerous job to do, but you just can't attack that with a sledgehammer, because you lose a quarter of your house.
Yeah.
So we did actually want to quickly touch upon this point and make sure we truly share everything we've experienced since moving to the countryside. And one of the main things we've both picked up on is the kindness amongst strangers. Steve is a perfect example of this, refusing any form of payment for his advice. This selfless mentality is something we hadn't experienced too much of where we grew up, and is something we're particularly enjoying about our move to the country. We hope to pay on this kindness to other people who might need our help in the future. So thanks, Steve.
After calculations and drawings were done and building inspectors were notified, it was time to start on the job. Now, although Harry and I are trying to do most of the work ourselves throughout this renovation series to save money, for this job we needed some more experience. So it was time to rope one of our old mates back in, who some of you might recognise from our latest Europe van adventure. Alfie here actually does this type of thing for a living, so he's going to manage the work day to day on site.
So everything's kind of coming together now. We've got Alfie ready, we've got a bit more knowledge on the area, and we're getting really excited that we'll finally be able to see what this space has to offer as our open plan kitchen diner.
And if you saw last week's episode, you would have seen Zaini's CGI architectural clips of the kitchen diner, how it's going to be. And she actually came back to us this week and she said that she put these designs into a higher tech software. And so we're going to put these on the screen right now because we are absolutely in love with them. We think they look great. And Zaini has also given us 2 more rooms of the house to show you guys, but you're going to have to wait till a little bit later on in the episode for us to show you those.
So I guess there's nothing less to say. It's just time to put in some hard work.
So day one involved stripping everything back. This included some of the plasterboard above the kitchen, as well as taking out door frames inside the lean-to. We then realised that the lean-to joists were a good 20 centimetres lower than the kitchen joist, meaning that both RSJs would not lay flush together unless we bricked up the lean-to 15 centimetres higher, which luckily enough was the maximum height increase allowed before needing to apply for planning permission.
Yeah, well done.
That's what we do!
Yup, that did happen. But it was very necessary though for us to be able to insert the strong boys above the house, basically to stop it from falling down.
I mean, and as you can tell, I was pretty excited about it at the time.
That's what we do.
This job actually took us so long in the end. Alright, so in all honesty, that roof took about 4 hours to get off. And we're thinking at this point that we're only gonna have to leave the house roofless for something like 24 hours. But very little did we know.
So day 2 is definitely going to be the most labour intensive for the boys. Their plan is basically to take down both these interior and exterior walls.
Yeah! Let's be having it. Isn't it, mate? Can't stop him working. Today has been
It's going.
bad. Today has been a heavy duty day on site. We originally thought we'd have this done in a day, and so far we're 2 days deep. Alfie's been laughing at me for saying we're gonna get it done in a day.
Yeah. There was 6 of us, we might have had it done in a day. There's 2 of us. So.
Yeah. See, I was saying, like, even though obviously Alfie is a professional, it looks like a whole team of like 8 professionals have come in and like bosh this down, put this up. Really, it's just Alfie and me just running around doing what he says. Yeah. It's been long. It's gonna keep being long. We're gonna keep cracking.
We'll keep going.
In this footage, you're probably wondering, where's Nikki? If you follow us on Instagram, then you know I've been the dedicated wench of this job. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. My roles include trips to Juicens, feeding the boys, looking after them when they've hurt themselves, van chores like filling up the water, and basically doing any easy manual work in between the boys making some loud noises.
Not to mention, one of my favourite jobs is to search Facebook Marketplace high and low for the best deals. So for instance, I managed to bag this £25 mantelpiece, which is going to go into our living room. I got this £25 bath and vanity unit, which was reduced from £272 new at Wix. And the best deal I actually found today, which is these beautiful French doors, saving us about £2,000.
£2,000?
Yes.
Wow. So the reason we actually decided to go for these French doors instead of bifolds in the end, if you guys remember from last episode, we were talking about putting bifolds in behind us here. When we actually went to measure that space, it was only about 230, 240 centimeters. So we just decided that the cost versus spend versus benefits wasn't really worth it.
So I actually managed to haggle the lady down in price. She put them up for £200 on Facebook Marketplace, and I got her down to 160. So that is a crazy saving, and I think it's definitely worthwhile not getting those bifolds now.
So, it is currently day 3 on this RSJ installation, and we've just come across another little problem whereby we were going to rest our RSJ on the original brickwork pillar that we left in the wall, but it turns out the builders that built this place in the first place kind of cowboyed it a little bit and didn't tie it all in properly. So we've just changed our mind and we're going to knock down this pillar and rebuild it ourselves out of concrete. But considering it is a Sunday, I think we're gonna kind of work, kind of chill today. It's relatively sunny. And I don't know, maybe we could go treat ourselves at the pub later or something, if you fancy.
Yeah, okay.
You fancy it?
Yeah, definitely.
Something to look forward to.
I'm just gonna have to talk over the loud noises. So it is day 4 now, and the boys must be really tired. So I'm gonna treat them this morning to a really yummy BLT. So come make it with me.
what we needed. Gosh. Love that, mate.
Alf, can I get a rating out of 10 for that sandwich?
Oof, a good 9.1.
Thanks, that's good.
I thought that sarnie was a good 8.5 out of 10.
8.5, room for improvement.
Bit more butter.
Really? Okay.
Bit more butter next time.
Okay, will do, noted.
On my day, so this has been the biggest ball leg job I think I've ever done. We've got it back to this part here. We're now going to load the bricks in, and then we're going to build up a concrete base wall to rest our RSJ on. But yeah, this is a hard job. This is a ball leg. We're nearly there. Today is going to be the biggest day, cracking on with DIY, and we're going to get it done.
So the boys cracked on with building their pillar, and I had a couple spare hours to crack on with some gardening, since we're country bumpkins now.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Day 5 installing the RSJs, and they're about to go up. Let's go. Zoom! Zoom! Right. Next.
Yeah.
Let's go if it slides the other way, go back this way. I love Mac. Mac is the best. So just 5 days later and the RSJ is finally installed, and if you ask me, it's looking pretty good.
We are so proud of ourselves with the workmanship that's gone into this. We've sent some pictures off to our building inspector and to some of our friends who have done this many times before, and they are thoroughly impressed, aren't they?
They are. Now we've just got a couple small little jobs in taking down these acros behind us and seeing if it all holds.
I hope it does.
So although our workmanship has been pretty good, it's not only that factor, doing the work ourselves, we estimate has actually saved us around £2,000 as well. Because all in on the materials and the labour costs, we've spent around £1.2 thousand, and we got quoted around £3,000 to do this job originally. So although you think these jobs might be out of reach, might be a bit far-fetched, if you do the proper planning, you'll get the job done in the end. Just like we have.
Speaking of money, we promised last episode that we would reveal how much Paul the estate agent valued our house at. So let's see what he said.
But if you sit there and go worst case 290, and then anything else is a bonus, then if you're working your margins on that figure, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
It's exciting.
It's really exciting.
So a minimum of 290k really is amazing. Considering we'll be a maximum of £209,000 all in, including all renovation costs, legal fees, council tax, everything else, that means that by the time we finished, we'll be adding a minimum value of 81 grand to this property. Wow, have we saved ourselves some money by going down the auction route.
It's now that time in the video that me and Harry have really been looking forward to. So in last week's video, you would have seen the CGI architect designs that Zaini did for us of our kitchen and one of the bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
She has whipped up 2 more designs that we want to show you. So let's take a look at them now.
So as you can see, Zaini is so good at what she does. Obviously it's not 100% accurate of what we're gonna do interior wise, but it gives a really good idea of what you can do with the space.
So with that being done and said, I think this wraps up episode 2 of our auction house renovation series.
A quick reminder about the giveaway we've got going on to win £250 cash. All you have to do is guess the market value of this property when we finish it, hopefully in 6 months or so. So do all of that fun stuff, guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe.
Because it really does help support our channel, doesn't it?
It really does. And if you guys want to see more content, don't want to have to wait 2 weeks to see another episode, then follow our Instagram, follow our TikTok. They'll be up on your screen now.
Harry makes and creates all of the TikToks and Reels, and they are honestly so funny. I find myself watching them like 3 times a day. So go check them out.
We're our biggest fans, really. Anyway, we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
See you later.